first goal of the year goes for the Raiders.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
Oh, was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike 3.
The Blowie! Touchdown Raiders!
All right, welcome back to Todd Field at McNamara Stadium for our second game of our doubleheader of soccer, where we have our Hastings girls soccer team taking on the Bloomington-Jefferson Jaguars. This is going to be a great showdown of two section opponents, both teams looking for their first win. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined with me by Jeremy Reuter. We're both teachers and soccer coaches here in Hastings. And Jeremy, what are we looking forward to in the second match between Jefferson and Hastings?
Well, I'm hoping we end with as an exciting end of the game as we did in the first one. Always good close games are always fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what a finish in our first game, right? Being down 2-0, coming back and winning 3-2 in dramatic fashion. Hopefully, for my own stress level, it's not nearly as close of a game. Obviously, you'd love to see Hastings come away with a win, but these two have a little familiarity with each other. Last year, they played a really tight 0-0 game, back and forth match. So this one can go either way. I will say, though, that Hastings does have a lot of returning players. Jefferson, relatively inexperienced young team. Kind of looking at their rosters from last year, Hastings does return probably their two best players. Their two all-conference players in Keegan McVicker and Jalen Hansen at the midfield positions. Jefferson, on the other hand, graduated 17 seniors last year. 17, that's an amazing number. And they lost 4 of their 5 all-conference players. They were 9-6-3 last year and 3rd in their conference, so they found a lot of success. The Raiders last year were 6-7-3 and were 3-3-1 in conference, so almost 500. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. The Raiders had their first game earlier in the week. They lost 3-0 to a really tough Eastview team. They also scrimmaged the number 4 team in the state, Minnetonka, earlier in the week. They actually scored the first goal in that scrimmage and were actually leading for the majority of that game, and then I believe Minnetonka came back and won. Jefferson had their first game earlier in the week and tied Park 0-0, a familiar foe, as we know, a cross-river rival, if you will. They're both in different conferences as well. The Raiders in the Metro East Conference and Bloomington-Jefferson in the Metro West Conference, as you can see on your screen. They also have some tough opponents in their conference. They have Orono, the number 7 ranked team in their conference. The Raiders, on the other hand, have some really tough opponents as well. They have Matamidi, the number 2 ranked team in the state, and Hill Murray, the number 4 ranked team in the state as well. So both teams have some very challenging opponents in conference play, hoping to get an early win to help their section seeding later on. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. I know the Raiders want to get on the board and get as many wins as they can. Some other kids to kind of highlight for Bloomington-Jefferson, some of their captains are Becca Brendelin, who had 4 goals and 3 assists last year, along with Emma Yeats, who had 3 goals, and Lexi Evans, a defender captain as well. They also have a couple other returning starters in Sarah Totten, Isabel Perron, and Ruby Steege. For the Raiders, some other kids to kind of look for. You have Riley Mansell, another all-conference goalie, who is a very vocal leader for their team.
Absolutely.
You have Alex Moore, their center defender. You have the Erickson sisters, Olivia and Kira, who are tough, gritty players, along with Abby Palava, a 4-year varsity player who does a lot of the dirty work in the midfield. And then finally, the one that I'm really excited to watch, and I was really impressed with her in her first scrimmage of the year, is Sienna Sanchez, the freshman phenom. She is a heck of a player and fun to watch in the middle of the field.
Yeah, coming off some national and international play there, so it's fun to see her come back and play for us.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest challenges that both teams have this early on in the season is trying to figure out positions. I know watching their scrimmage against Minnetonka earlier this week, they played people all over the field trying to figure out, okay, where can we play Keegan and Jalen and Sienna? And so early on in the year, you're going to see a lot of different formations, a lot of different positions. We saw it in the boys' game, especially.
Yep, a lot of changes in the second half to make some of those adjustments.
Yeah, and one thing, Coach Paul Armstrong's in his second season with the Raiders has really created a team of unity, team of community, and really buying into a we versus me approach. And you've heard that from the boys' side, and Coach Armstrong does an excellent job at that. Here's a list of the starters for the Raiders as they come out on the field. We have Jalen Hanson in the midfield with Sienna Sanchez, Keegan McVickard up top at forward, number 12. We have Kira Erickson, number 14, and Olivia Erickson, 36, both defenders. We have the speedster Ellie Magnus, an all-state sprinter, who's number 18. We have Mara Jackson on defense, number 20, along with senior Autumn Burt, number 21. You have Alex Moore in central defense at number 28, along with Abby Palava, kind of a central midfielder, number 37. And then Riley Mansell in the net, number 98, as you can see her on the screen. Good timing on that call, right? For Bloomington, we've mentioned some of them. They have Annabelle Holland, their goalie. Becca Brendelin, number 2, their leading scorer. You have Jenna Whips, number 4. Sarah Totten, number 6. Isabel Perrin, number 9. Celia Ketchum, number 10. Natalie Chamorro, number 11. Alexis Evans, 13. Emma Yeats, 16. Ruby Steege, number 18. And Sophie Lull, number 19. Early chance there.
Shot there.
Wow. You blink, and Keegan McVicker's making a run with that left-footed shot. Good save by the goalie as we start off this game. Ruby Steege, number 18. Jalen Hanson feeds it. McVicker kind of battling for that ball. Gets a nice loose ball shot. Yeah, we talked about the importance, too, of testing the goalie early, right? Putting the pressure on and putting shots on the net. Good things happen when you pressure the goalie. We saw it in our first game. Looks like Sophie Law is going to be behind this kick here. Ellie Magnus on the ball. Looking forward to Sienna Sanchez making the run here. You can see that she's got good wheels. They're going to call a foul here as her arm came up above the waist. Knocks her off the ball. It'll be Jefferson kick. So looking like they're going to send these 4 forward for the Raiders. They kind of do a little triangular formation. You got Jalen Hanson on the left side. Sienna Sanchez in that center mid position. Keegan McVickard up at forward. And then Ellie Magnus on the right side. And then Abby Palava kind of playing that defensive mid. Magnus kind of steals it here. She's got some space to operate. Good through ball to Keegan McVickard. Hanson making a far post run. Plays it short to Magnus. Erickson on it. And that's Kira Erickson, by the way, number 14. All right. Sienna Sanchez battling for the ball. Palava controlling the ball in the middle. Plays it wide to Hanson, who plays it short for Olivia Erickson. Erickson cuts it back. Out of bounds. Gets her pocket picked there by Becca Brendelin. Again, we talked about Brendelin being one of their lead scorers from last year, one of their few retaining players after graduating all those seniors. She is one of their captains. She's one to look out for today.
It's a good throw through.
Yeah, McVicker on the ball. Off to Hanson on the deflection. Hanson's got good wheels. Yeah, one thing that you'll notice about Hastings is they have good speed all over the field, with Olivia Erickson being a state qualifier in the 400, Ellie Magnus being an all-state sprinter in multiple events, Jalen Hanson being part of an all-conference track team, being all-conference for herself. And then obviously you have Keegan McVicker, one of the best athletes in the entire school, returning Conference Player of the Year in the Metro East for basketball. So you got athletes all over the field for the Raiders. Sienna Sanchez with a nice first touch, cuts the corner around number 4, feeds Keegan McVicker. McVicker cuts it back to preferred right foot. Ellie Magnus battling for that ball. Good battle there with Ruby Steege. Erickson comes away with it, though. Tries to feed it across the middle. Back to Palava. They're just going to swing it around here, try to control the ball. Mara Jackson, back to Autumn Burt. Back to Alex Moore. Nice turn on the ball by Moore. Back to Mara Jackson. Sienna Sanchez battling for that ball with Jenna Whips in the middle. Jalen Hanson feeding it for McVicker. Tries to go backheel for Hanson. Good run, though. Good combination play. Those two have been playing together for a long time, and you can tell. Mara Jackson first to the ball.
There.
Yeah. Emma Yeats kind of controlling the ball in the middle. Off of Palava to Sienna Sanchez. McVicker battling for this ball, comes away with it. She's got some space. Good shot. Oh, gets a deflection.
Oh.
And the Raiders get on the board early. A deflection caught the goalie leaning one way. An unfortunate bounce for Jefferson, but we'll take the goal for the Raiders. That's an early one for Keegan McVicker. Let's see the replay on this. McVicker on the goal. Yeah, she takes a deflection off the defender, the slide tackle there. Caught the goalie leaning. Unfortunate bounce for the goalie. Her body was leaning right too far. So an early 1-0 lead for the Raiders. Yeah, you can see it right here. Just kind of came off that slide tackle.
Shielding for Mansell there.
Yeah, so that's Alex Moore, and kind of an interesting tidbit about Alex Moore I did not know, but she is the granddaughter of legendary basketball coach Jake Moore.
Oh, really?
I did not know that until the scrimmage. I saw Jake at the game, and talking to our athletic director, Trent Hansen, Jake Moore was a basketball coach for over 43 years, I believe.
And a counselor at the middle school for about the same amount of time.
And us as educators really respect that, how much time and energy that goes into. Yeah, and along with that, Mr. Hansen, our athletic director, was telling us as well, there are 6 families that have second-generation soccer players on this team, which is an amazing number, whose moms, wow, look at Ellie Magnus just blow past the sideline there. So fast. Onto Jalen Hansen, feeds it into the middle. McVicker gets a touch on it. Well, you get Ellie Magnus out in open space.
Oh, so fast.
Good night. She is so fast. Autumn Bird on the ball now.
I think Otto, one of those players, is a second generation.
Yes, she is. Jalen Hansen with a good first touch there. Tries to swing it across the Palava. You know, talking to Jalen this summer, I ran into her and she was telling me that the biggest challenge they're going to have this year is that they're going to have to just find some positions on defense, trying to fill some roles of people that graduated and just trying to figure out who's going to fit. And it looks like Autumn Burt and Mara Jackson's kind of filling those roles to start off the year. They're girls that have played with them at the club level, but maybe haven't had the chance to play a lot of varsity time.
Both hard workers. I've coached both of them in club soccer. Very hard working. Both just great players.
Yeah, kind of glue players that you know do wonders for your program because they do the right thing. Sanchez battling for the ball still. Sophie Lull trying to clear the ball out. That's Celia Ketchum clearing it up.
Raiders showing a good pace here. If they can hold this pace, it's going to be suffocating for Bloomington here.
Yeah. And you may not see it right away in the game, but as the game progresses, you get those heavy legs. You know, people are breathing heavy because they're chasing that ball over the field. Plays it back to Alex Moore. Back to Palava. Palava back to Moore. To Erickson. Yeah, and a lot of these girls played together this summer on our U19 squad that actually went undefeated for the season. Had a really awesome season playing and getting a lot of younger girls playing up for that U19 team. So it's fun to see them kind of gel and play together.
And it's good experience for me. I think I've coached 6 of these girls at one point or another, and again, it was in that same situation where it was often somebody playing up because we were short rostered somewhere or injuries, and so it's good to see them get some of that experience early.
For sure. You saw Ellie Magnus making another turn and run on that right side. Jalen Hansen giving chase to Celia Ketchum here. Plays it forward to Brendelin. Back to Ketchum. A little mishit by Ketchum, and it'll go out of bounds for a goal kick. Yeah, I think one thing that's kind of fun about this Raiders squad this year is you got a good mix of veteran and young kind of combined. Obviously, with having Sienna Sanchez in that center mid position, she loves to operate in space. You've seen her make a couple good turns. And then you have some senior leaders like Jalen Hansen and Riley Mansell. So it's just kind of a good mix. And talking to Jalen this summer, she said that team camaraderie is strong with this group. They get along really well. Some of her best friends are on the team, and they hang out outside of school, which is awesome. It makes the coach's job so much easier.
Yeah, you avoid some of that personality clash if they don't get along. That never helps the
team.
Out
of bounds for a goal kick here as the throw-in just kind of goes a little bit long for Isabel Perrin. Yeah, we talked about it already, but I'm going to mention it again. Both teams in different conferences, Metro East for the Raiders and Metro West for Bloomington, similar in student enrollment size, which is why they're in the same section. And so this is an important game for section seating. especially as you start off the season with a loss for the Raiders. They want to get back on the win column. Good throw by Erickson. Flick on by McVicker. Sanchez one-on-one. She does a little flick around her, and all of a sudden she's one-on-one with a central defender. Oh, she blows right by her. This could be dangerous. Ooh, just hits the side netting. You can tell the frustration on Sienna, but great run down that right side.
They're going to see more of that today, I'm sure.
Yeah, she is slick with the ball at her feet. Good early pressure for the Raiders, though. They've had a lot of good shot attempts, early attempts. Even though the first goal was kind of an odd deflection, they've definitely created some good chances. Hey, I'm going to give a shout-out to BECTV out of Bloomington for streaming HCTV today and kind of following along. Always love to support local TV stations that want to support high school athletics. Magnus back to McVicker here. McVicker's got a little bit of space. He's going to play it back to Erickson. Erickson swings it around to Palava. Palava's trying to cut the corner. Yeah, she's got her hand wrapped around her waist. That you're never going to get that call. That's Emma Yeats that she's battling with in the midfield. Absolutely beautiful day here in Hastings. Temperature is perfect for soccer here. Uh-oh. Mara Jackson fell down, and now we got a one-on-one position. Erickson's going to get called for a foul here, which actually may have worked out in her favor as she's going to goal. But this is going to be a dangerous free kick for the Jaguars. Let's see who lines up here, and you can see the run. I believe that's Perron making a run here at goal, and Erickson just kind of trips her with a forearm in the back. Looks like she's going to line up for the kick. Looks like Perron's behind it here. She's going to give it a rip. Just a little high. Good attempt, though. Yeah, and I think the key on that free kick is you want to try to get it on net and get a deflection, right? But that wall was pretty tight, pretty high. And sometimes when you're that close, you have to just kind of go for goal.
Well, it's either that or you see players, they take too much off it, try to get to drop, and then it's an easy ball for the keeper anyway. So it's a tough range.
Okay, Erickson swings it around to Burt. Burt back to Jackson. Yeah, sometimes if you're too close, you don't really have much options except for just to kick it as hard as you can and hope that it goes in the back of the net. Erickson kind of dribbling up that right side looking for some openings. Tries to find a through ball to McVicker. Nice touch there by Yeats. Erickson on the ball again. Swinging it around to Alex Moore. Up to Burt. Feeling the pressure, trying to turn here. And Perron picks her pocket. She's got a streaking Brendelin running down that right side. She's got a little space.
Good recovery by Erickson.
That's where that all-state sprinter speed comes into hand, right?
On display.
Yeah, Olivia Erickson qualified in the state tournament and the 400 last year, so she's got good closing speed.
Should be a corner for Bloomington here.
Yeah, it goes out of bounds for a corner kick here for Jefferson as they bring on a sub here. Let's see who that is. Kind of hard to tell. I will say that these Jefferson jerseys are a little bit hard to read with the light blue numbers. So I apologize if there's sometimes a delay about talking who the sub is, but it looks like number 12 is going to come in. That is Lavelle. Good far post ball, but no one's there. Lays at Magnus's feet. Some nice moves there on the corner. Palava plays it up to McVicker. She's got a lot of space, but no one there, no one up with her. Plays it wide to Sienna. Now they wait for numbers to move forward. She's got Magnus on her right with good wheels. And here she goes. Swings it across. Jalen Hansen trying to get there. Just a little too far. There's Perron again. Looking to feed Ketchum. Ketchum up to Brendelin.
Just a little bit of help coming in the middle here now.
Brendelin feeds it to Ketchum again. Well defended by Erickson, though. Swings it across. Moore just wisely kicks it out of bounds. Jefferson throwing, though. you can see a lot of the football players out in front. I love to see that all those Hastings Raider football players are in the front row cheering on the Raiders. And after the first goal, hearing their chants as the Raiders scored, kind of bringing that energy. There's a good shot of those guys.
That's credit to Trent Hansen, really trying to build that community among all Hastings players here.
All right, another dangerous free kick. They're going to call it right on top of the box here. Just on the edge. She got sandwiched and tripped. This is a dangerous spot, as we mentioned before. Let's see who lines up on this one here. Looks like they're going to send 16, Emma Yeats, on this one. A little different player than they had before. Going to bring that powerful right foot and see if she can swing this in. Oh, great shot by Yeats. Hits that near post, and all of a sudden we have a tie game, 1-1. Great shot by Yeats.
We talked before, that's a dangerous spot for a keeper, high and away.
Yes. Yeah, so at the 25-minute mark, it all of a sudden becomes a tie game. Seeing a lot of action in these first 15 minutes. That wall just couldn't get tall enough, right? But good shot by Yeats. As we say that, Lily Bezicek into the game for the Raiders. Sanchez goes wide for Magnus. Magnus on the ball, trying to work a little deflection here. Good step by Erickson. You can see Jefferson's just playing a little faster than they were before. At the start of the game, they start off a little slow. All of a sudden, you know, you find some success and you're moving at faster pace like we saw in our first game. Bezicek with the ball now. Jalen Hansen's got a chance here. Good shot, but just wide. Looks like Erica Endress is also in the game, number 6. Giving a breather to some of their midfielders. Looks like Palava is out right now. You know, in this early in the season, too, it's important to get some of your non-starters on the field to see what they have, because you just never know unless you put them in that game-like situation.
Well, it's always good to have a deep bench.
Yeah, for sure. And the Raiders really do. They have a lot of players with veteran experience. Kind of looking at some of the girls from last year, they return a ton of kids from last year. Double-digit returners in terms of kids that have played varsity experience from last year. Endress on the ball here, plays it to Sanchez. Sanchez looking to swing it wide, cuts it back. Goes left foot all the way across to Jalen Hansen. Defended well there by number 10. Good run there by
Lavelle with the ball.
Yeah, Lavelle freshly on the ball here. Wisely plays it out there by Sanchez. Number 9 on the ball now, Perron again. We've heard her name a lot. She's been possessing the ball quite a bit for the Jaguars. Sanchez on the ball now, tries to swing it forward to McVicker. See if McVicker can turn on the wheels here.
Bezicek streaking through the middle.
She's also got Jalen Hansen on that far post if she can get up there. Good idea, though, Bezicek making that run, but smothered by their goalkeeper. And again, Annabelle Holland is their goalkeeper. She's a senior. Good touch by Endress. Just out of the outreach. That's Jenna Whips on the ball there, trying to swing it forward. He'll run out of bounds. Throw in Raiders. So Jalen Hansen going to get a little breather here along with Erickson. Looks like they're going to sub in Lila Mahoney, a sophomore, along with Ellie Levine, number 24.
Also a sophomore there.
Yeah, and then another sophomore, Caitlin Wood, as well on the right side on defense. So they're going to mix up their defense just a little bit. Good touch by Ellie Levine there. Swings it back to Mara Jackson. A little long for Sienna Sanchez, loses the ball. Falls at the feet of Perron. She's got a streaking Lavelle making a run. Good hustle by Mara Jackson, but loses it. Sarah Totten making a run. Just a little long for Lavelle. Good cover by Riley Mansell. Alex Moore on the ball here. Cuts it back. Good defending there by Perron. She's been all over the field. Man, I've called her number a couple different times today. Ellie Levine defending. Goes out of bounds. Perron giving chase here. We're about the halfway mark of the first half. Back and forth battle. The Raiders with an early goal in the first 5 minutes. Jefferson scoring on the free kick. It's been a back and forth affair here in game 2 of our doubleheader. Oh, for a goal kick here, and we'll restart. Yeah, and as we kind of progress forward into the rest of this game, this is where depth really plays a huge role, right?
Yep.
And the team that has the deeper bench might have the more success, right? And so the Raiders having a lot of a veteran presence but also having a deep bench may help their cause. You can see some girls kind of getting tired in that midfield, and I think it's smart of Coach Armstrong to give these girls a breather. It's been a hot week of weather, and your conditioning maybe isn't at peak performance just yet. Sanchez on the ball here. Looking to make something happen, but well covered by Bloomington.
It was a rough week for practicing games with all that, like you said, those high temperatures.
Yeah, for sure. Bree Balser now in the ball game, really battling hard.
That's kind of her namesake.
Tough, gritty.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I watched her play a lot this summer for HFC, and boy, she is fun to watch. She just goes hard in everything she does.
There's not really an off switch there.
Sarah Totten now on the ball. Good touch by Levine. First touch. Mahoney now trying to control it, but knocks it out of bounds. Jaguar ball. Catch him on the throw-in here. Good ball by Perron. Here's Balser again on the ball. Plays it short for Caitlin Wood. Up to Bezdicek. Trying to play a through ball to Keegan. Caitlin Wood giving chase here, out of bounds. Good hustle there by Caitlin Wood. She forced that turnover, though, and kicking it out of bounds. You don't pressure the ball. You all of a sudden you give them lots of time, and they can do what they want with it. Looks like Jalen Hansen's going to come right back in. Going to give Keegan McVicker a quick breather. Hasn't sat yet. Going to slide Jalen back to that center position. She's been playing out wide a lot in these first couple games. But trying to figure out what works. You know, we saw in our game 1, right? They put Sebastian Strauss out wide. Wasn't really working in that first half. Then they put him inside, and all of a sudden things started clicking. So trying people inside, outside, different roles, so crucial this early on in the season.
Well, it changes what we talked about earlier, too, what the defense sees and what they're reacting to.
Yeah, and just trying to find matchups that work, right? We saw in that boys game, all of a sudden you found matchups that worked for you where you can go one-on-one with a guy and kind of use the speed to your advantage. Out of bounds for the Raiders again, another throw-in. Yeah, one thing that hasn't changed much in this game, though, is their central defense. They've kind of kept Erickson and Moore and Mara Jackson kind of in those roles, and they're kind of a flat line of 3 that is kind of a wall.
What's important, too, when you have your communication down in that position, it's hard to give that up.
Yes. Caitlin Wood on the ball here. She's got some space here.
Levine making a good turn.
Yeah, nicely done by Lily Levine battling that. Brendelin had some space for a split second, but just couldn't control it. Lily Bezdicek trying to get ball to Mara. Is that Mara Jackson here? No, Lila Mahoney, excuse me. Kind of loses the touch here, though, so it'll be Jaguar ball. Yeah, the Raiders have 2 freshmen on their varsity lineup. They also have Grace Knoll, the backup goalkeeper. Jalen Hansen with the ball in the middle, looking to turn. Just too far on that first touch as she tries to take a shot. Perron on the ball again. Turns on Alex Moore, tries to feed Brendelin.
Good step by Mara.
Andrews with the ball now. Can't link up with Balser or Sanchez. Good first touch by Mahoney. Tries to play it forward to Hansen. Good battle by Hansen. Sanchez on the ball again. Good turn. Plays it wide for Lila Mahoney. Bezicek to Sanchez. Sanchez has got a little space if she can operate here.
Give it an advantage here, I think.
Yeah, she's got Jalen Hansen making a run if she can get some open space. Well-organized defense so far by the Jaguars. After the first 5 minutes, which looked a little shaky, their defense has really stepped it up and has been much more well-organized. They're going to call on some subs for the Jaguars here. Give some of their players a breather. Hard to tell the numbers, so we'll kind of call them off as we go here.
Looks like Lavelle and Totten getting a break.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to send in Krakow. And I'm not sure who the other sub is that they brought in. Again, a little hard to read from where we're sitting right now.
Maybe we're just getting old.
We are. And I even got my glasses on, too. Back to Sienna Sanchez. Plays it wide for Caitlin Wood. Tries to swing it into Jalen Hansen, but just can't get the right pass speed. Runs it out of bounds for a goal kick. So the Raiders are coached by Paul Armstrong, second-year coach. They also have assistant coaches Amanda Hebrink, Jack Carlson, and Kel O'Leary. Another cool factoid, Trent Hansen, our athletic director's daughter, is Jalen Hansen, number 4, who's right in the middle. Big supporters of, obviously, Raider soccer, having 2 daughters in the program and a third coming through the pipeline as well. So the Hansen family is well known for Raider soccer, having mom that played for the Raiders as well. Caitlin Wood defending here as Allison Lawler gives chase. Out of bounds, it'll be Jaguar ball. Perron making a run again. Trying to go past Mara Jackson. She's got a corner here. Mara Jackson giving good defense. Tries to play a little through ball.
Good help there.
Yeah, nicely done. Autumn Burt now on the ball. Lila Mahoney trying to get a good first touch. Just kicks it a little long. Nice touch by Autumn Burt. Nicely done with the left foot. Well defended by Krakow, who just came in the ball game. Back on the ball to Brendelin. Levine picks her pocket. Hansen just can't get to that ball in time. Andrus on the ball now. She's got Balser to her right if she wants to feed her. A nice through ball. Can Balser get onto it? Just a little too long. And that seems to be the theme of the first half. Just a little bit too long on her passes. Trying to figure out that right weight of the pass is it's so tough, I think, on sport turf like this.
Well, the ball is just so fast.
It is.
Doesn't give a lot of leeway to catch up.
Yeah. Krakow going to take the goal kick here. Kind of pushing Sophie Lowell forward. She was playing center defense. Now she's kind of more of a defensive mid mode. She has a little flick on to Emma Yeats, who's got the streaking Allison Lowler up there.
Wood with a nice steal there.
Yeah. Nicely done by Caitlin Wood with a battle. Bree Balser with just can't control it. It goes out of bounds for another Jaguar throw-in. Yeah, for the Jaguars, Eric Johnson is their head coach. He's in his 6th year as a coach. He was excited about this season. They are a young and inexperienced squad, but he said that there's a lot of talent coming through the pipeline. They have a couple freshmen, even an 8th grader of the varsity this year. Last year, they lost 2-0 to the state champions Rosemont in section play, and I'll be honest, I don't think anyone really hung with Rosemont last year, so to only lose 2-0 to them is a huge feat.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of rebuilding this year with some 9th and 8th graders on their varsity, but this might be a rebuilding season for them, but in a couple years they could be right there battling for the conference crown. Hansen with a run here down the right side, looking to shoot. Just can't get the touch that she wants. Goes out of bounds. Mahoney giving chase, but a little bit too long. Got about 12 minutes left in the first half. Back and forth battle here, as the Jaguars try to sub on Sarah Totten here. Giving Emma Yeats a little breather, one of their captains. Krakow feeds it back in. Goes out wide for Brendelin. Good defense by Levine. Catch him to take the throw in here. Okay, they're going to call a foul on the field.
Hello.
Not really sure what they're discussing here. Maybe a push in the back on the throw.
Like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell from this angle. Looks like Mansell's going to take it. They're going to push all the numbers forward here and try to put some pressure on the Jaguars. Mahoney tries to get a good first touch. Burt giving chase back to Mahoney. Tries to feed Bezicek down the line, but out of bounds. Hey, another shout out to BEC TV in Bloomington for tuning in today. Love the support of local television, local sports here in the state of Minnesota. Where we have a clash of two section opponents going at it here. From different conferences, but a very evenly matched game so far today. Lila Mahoney giving chase, see if she can feed Levine, who's making a run, decides to go a different route to Hansen. Hansen giving chase. On to Endress, can't get that first touch. Now the Jaguars have numbers going forward. Nice ball to Brendelin, she's got some space. Mansell's got to get back. Perone giving chase again. She's can't get through Ellie Levine. Back to Brendelin. Brendelin swings it across. Well defended by Autumn-Burt. Yeah, the Raiders are opting to give some of their starters a lot of breathing time here to recover, specifically McVicker and Sanchez, who were out there for the first 20 minutes, giving them a lot of breathing time because they're going to need them in the second half. About 9 minutes left in the first half, back and forth seesaw battle. Raiders striking first in the first 5 minutes, and the Jaguars striking about the midway point of the first half on a free kick. But after that, it's been back and forth. No real serious attempts on either side. Team's still trying to figure out the combination play that works for them, and trying to figure out how to work with each other because they've tried people in all different positions in this first half. But I will say in Bloomington's defense, we got a little free ball here in the middle. Jenna whips on the ball. Now she plays it over to Ketchum. Ketchum going to take a shot from far out. Covered by Riley Mansell. Once they got that opening goal, you could see the pace, the confidence just picking up, right? And all of a sudden, the slow, methodical game all became fast-paced, and they started to link up a lot better.
They need something. Either team here now needs something to kind of change that pace again.
For sure. Bezicek on the ball, trying to feed Bree Balster, who's making a run. Might be a little bit long. Again, we talked about that. The pace on the ball has been a little bit of a challenge for the Raiders in this first half. Just can't find the right distance on it. Burt playing the bounce, looking for a header. Can't do it. Back to Perron.
We talk a lot too. Like a lot of summer games are on grass, and so it takes a little bit of time here in the fall to get used to that
For sure.
speed.
Even though they do practice on this, it still does make a difference, and especially when you haven't been able to maybe practice as much as you want with this heat. Trying to get a feel for how to play with each other in the real pace game on this fast turf is not easy to do. There's a push in the back against Hansen. Clear foul by Alexis Evans, one of their captains.
Yeah, fans definitely looking for the call there.
Yeah.
Fans don't always get it right, but they were right on that one.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Jalen had clear position in that side, and all of a sudden came flying in the back. We're going to call our offsides on this free kick. All right, so it'll be the Jaguars' ball with 7 minutes left. Krakow to take the kick here. Absolutely gorgeous day here in Hastings. Cloud coverage is great now so that they don't have to battle the sun like we did in our first game. Both teams back and forth here, trying to gain possession. Perone on the ball, turning, controlling, looking for Sophie Lau. Lau looking to make a run through to Allison Lawler. Mansell well covered, though. Read that the entire way. Mansell's not afraid to come off her back line. I've noticed that a lot in this game. She's willing to come forth and put herself out there.
And she's kind of always been that way. You know, she played, for me, a number of years, playing up 2 and 3 years sometimes, playing against older players, and it helped build her confidence. But she's not afraid to come out and mix it up in the middle of the field.
Yeah. They feed her up to number 2, Brendelin, giving chase, trying to turn on Levine here. They're going to call a trip on her. Yeah, just clipped her ankle as she's making that turn. So they're going to call it a free kick here, but it's kind of like a corner kick in the way they're setting up. You can see they're going to get a lot of numbers on that back post and swing this ball in and catch them. Just going to try to get bodies and create chaos in that middle. She swings it in. Mansell all over it. Pushing them forward, getting numbers forward here as Mansell's going to have a big punt. Andrus giving chase, but Krakow on the ball now. Plays it forward to Brendelin. Good defending by Levine.
Just give him a chance to defense to reset here.
Yeah.
Bringing in some subs again. We got Sanchez coming back in for the Raiders.
Yeah, and they're going to bring back one of their captains as well. The goal scorer, Emma Yeats, she's coming back on the field.
Looks like Autumn Burt getting a well-earned break here.
Yeah, she's played really well in that midfield. Maybe not created chances, but has defended really, really well and stopped some of the Jaguar pushes forward. Looks like they're going to put Sanchez back in that center mid role again where she was playing before. Back to Totten. Back to Brendelin. Brendelin's got some space, but shots way wide to the right. All right, looks like McVicker's coming back in. They're going to slide Jalen out wide left. And they're going to give Andrus a breather here. Looks like they're going to switch Andrus over to the left side and Sanchez to the right. Sanchez with the ball. She's got a little bit of space to operate here if she can push forward. Raiders have some numbers coming across. Good attempt to find McVicker making that run. Whips tries to throw that ball in there. Andrus covers it. Tries to find Hansen. As Ketchum wisely lets it run. Ketchum up to Yeats. Yeats tries to turn. Levine tries to defend here. Keeps it in bounds. But it goes out of bounds here. As Bezdacek cannot keep it in play. Nice throw in and turn by Perone. Perone's got some room to operate, and she's got an open Yeats if she can find her. Oh, great ball.
Great pass.
Oh, and slots it in. Great finish.
Just under Mansell's leg.
Yeah, Chamorro with a nice finish. That was Natalia Chamorro. Fed in by Perone with the assist. Again, Chamorro is number 11. She had the goal. Assisted by Perone. Perone's given the Raiders all sorts of fits in this first half. She is awesome in that midfield. Has great vision, sees the field well. I thought she was going to go far post, and she just slotted it in near post and found an ongoing Chamorro and found her running onto it. So with 3 minutes left in the first half, Raiders fall down 2-1 to the Jaguars. You know, the Jaguars and the Raiders did play last year. Jaguars were victorious 3-1 in that game. Excuse me, they tied 0-0. I'm thinking of the boys' team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a lot more offensive firepower in this game than there was last year. Absolutely. Last year was 0-0. Although talking to some of the parents and coaches, they said last year it was really a back-and-forth battle, and the game could have gone either way. There are lots of good scoring chances.
Well, you can have some, it's one thing about soccer. You have some very good games that end up with a 0-0 tie just with a lot of intense play in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Back to Mara Jackson here. Plays it wide to Caitlin Wood. Wood to Endress. Endress looking forward to going to McVicker. McVicker trying to cut it back and find a streaking Jalen Hansen. Sienna Sanchez cuts it back. Sanchez cuts it back, looking for McVicker, who's got a run going. And she finds her. That's a great ball. Just goes a little wide on that first bounce. Good look, though, by Sienna Sanchez. You can see McVicker had her hand up for a split second, made that run. Sanchez saw it and tried to slide her down that right side. 2 minutes left in the first half. Raiders trying to push numbers forward and keep the pressure on the Jaguars here. Bezdacek looking to turn. Loses possession. Sanchez on the ball yet again. Looking to turn. Beautiful. Nice foot skills by Sanchez. Looks like we got Perrone on the ball again. Controlling that midfield. Yes, looking to slot Chamorro. Chamorro's making a run down that left side. Wood defending. Just can't get that last touch in. Goes out of bounds. 1 minute left in the first half.
1 minute and a half.
Caitlin Wood on the throw-in. Feeds it forward to Bezdacek.
Keeps it in.
McVicker on the ball here, trying to shield their opponent off. Trying to feed Jalen Hansen. Just gets a touch on that. Krakow nicely done in the right spot. Otherwise, Hansen was off to the runs. We haven't seen Magnus in quite a while. She was pretty impressive for the first 15 minutes, making some of those runs on the right side. Saving those legs maybe for the second half. Brendelin on the ball. Feeding Ketchum here in the corner. She slots it across. Good ball, but no one there. Wood just sends it out. 15 seconds left. Ball down on this side. Levine clears it out.
So we got one more chance here.
Yeah, they might have one more chance with a short time. All right, and that'll do it for the first half. An action-packed first half full of shot attempts and goals. We're going to replay some of those goals before we go to break, but it is 2-1 in favor of the Jefferson Jaguars. The Raiders with the first goal of the game about 5 minutes in off of a weird deflection, which we're going to see in a second, and then it's all Jaguars off after that. Here's the first goal. You had Keegan McVicker getting a little deflection as an oncoming slide tackle came in, kept the goalie leaning, and all of a sudden it's in the back of the net. And then we had Yeats on the free kick, slots it over the top of a sliding Riley Mansell. And then the last goal in the first half was fed in by Perrone to Chamorro and finds the back of the net on that far post. A lot of action in that first half. There'll definitely be some adjustments coming into the second half. I know Coach Armstrong maybe not pleased with how they lost their pace, but we'll see what happens in the second half as the Jefferson Jaguars lead the Hastings Raiders 2-1 at the half. wrestling match I've ever had to do. And and I've known those kids forever. Welcome back to Todd Field at McNamara Stadium, where the Hastings Raiders girls soccer team trails at the half 2-1 as we start the second half. Been an up and down affair here in the second game of our doubleheader. The Raiders got the early strike at about 5-minute mark, and then it was all Jefferson Jaguars after that. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined by Jeremy Reuter. Jeremy, what do you expect to see a little bit different in the second half that might help the Raiders kind of propel themselves forward?
Well, they're going to want to find some of that early spark they had in the first half, getting those early shots off, that early goal, playing a little tougher up top, a little tougher in the middle, just winning more of those 50-50 balls. Yeah,
we noticed that in the midfield. Really, the big player for the Jaguars was Perrone. She really controlled the midfield and really dictated how things went, and really was a physical presence that beat everybody to the ball. So if they can win those 50-50 balls, as you mentioned, it might turn things around for the Raiders. Here we go. We're going to start the second half. We got the kickoff starting right about now. Back to Yeats, the goal scorer, the first goal for the Jaguars. Sienna Sanchez on the ball, trying to push it forward for Keegan McVicker. McVicker bodies her. Right back to Sanchez. They got numbers going forward. She tries to change fields over to the other side. She's got Hansen over if she can get it to her.
There's
McVicker on the ball.
A little more of that physicality in the center that we talked about.
Ooh, nice shot by McVicker. Almost mishandled there by the goalie. We haven't seen a lot of shots by the Raiders, so it's great to see some action early on, testing that goalie. See a little replay of it. You can't really see it, but it was misjuggled by the goalie there. Jalen Hansen now on the ball, trying to take her outside. Nutmegs there and tries to cut the corner, but nothing doing. Alex Moore on the ball now. Plays it back to Mara Jackson, who plays it wide to Sanchez. To Jalen Hansen. Hansen goes inside for Erickson. Jackson trying to link up with Jalen Hansen. Not there, though. Out of bounds, Jaguar ball.
It's an adjustment here a little bit with Erickson playing in the center here.
Yeah, she was playing the outside in the first half, and they kind of slotted her in. They're keeping Caitlin Wood on the left side and slotting Erickson in. Erickson definitely brings some energy and life and definitely physicality as well, so it's fun to see her in kind of that defensive mid-roll. It looks like Abby Palava's not playing in that set like she was in the first half. I don't know if she's nursing an injury or what, but she has kind of been an anchor for them in the center, and she's no longer in that position. So it'll be Olivia Erickson kind of filling that role. Two Ericksons on the field for the Raiders. You'll hear that name a lot. And a second-generation Raider girl soccer player as well. 6 different family members that we've had second-generation soccer players for the Raiders girls soccer team, which is really cool. Riley Mansell back in net, returning all-conference player, going to take the goal kick. Sends it up to Endress. Endress trying to cut the corner here. Out of bounds, though. Yeah, one thing that I would say that Jefferson definitely controlled in the first half was the midfield and the physicality. They were beating us to the ball. They were controlling that first touch. Those 50-50 balls were crucial. Even though shots on goal definitely were in favor of the Jaguars in the first half, the Raiders did create some attempts, especially in those first 5-10 minutes, and then things kind of shifted. Sanchez plays it over to Alex Moore, swings it wide to Erickson. Erickson trying to link up to her sister. Tries to go wide to Magnus, but just a little long. Sanchez now on the ball. Tries to turn. Yeats right there, though, and doesn't allow her. Now Perrone with the ball. Feeds the goal scorer from the second half. That would be Natalia Chamorro. McVicker on the ball now. Trying to feed Hansen. Hansen's got good wheels. She's got some space. See if she can cut it back and do something here. Oh, good job getting back on defense there. That was Alexis Evans, one of their captains. Recovered really nicely on that.
We talked about the first half, man, so not afraid to come out and stop an attempt there.
No. Fell right at Yeats' lap, though, and tried to turn on it, but just couldn't do it. Erickson, the human pinball here, getting multiple shots off of her. So tough. Keegan McVicker with a nice turn. She's got numbers here if she can get it to her. Oh, Magnus trying to find Endress. Now Sanchez got some space. Swings it wide for Magnus. She's got good wheels if she can turn the corner, and she does. She's got some space on that right side. Tries to cut across to Keegan. Swings it back in. Olivia Erickson giving chase, feeds it to Magnus. Not a great shot attempt, but at least they're putting pressure on the goalie here.
It's kind of what we talked about in the first game, right? You got to start somewhere, putting pressure on, creating some opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw things change as soon as they started attacking that goalie in the first game. Everything changed. Numbers came forward, started crashing goal, pressure on the goalie, and then we saw a goal sneaking in. There's Perron on the ball, so crafty with the ball at her feet. Feeding Celia Ketchum. Trying to find Chamorro yet again. Erickson with the ball at her feet. Goes back to Alex Moore. Clears it out. There's Sanchez. Can't get the first touch. Closes so well, though. Doesn't allow her to turn.
And that's what we were looking for from the first half, right? Just that finish, that stay with it.
Yeah, because if you give these girls some space from Bloomington, they can make things happen, as we saw. Erickson battling with Chamorro on that sideline. Out of bounds, it'll be Jefferson's ball. Ruby Steege with the throw-in to Chamorro. Erickson clearing that ball up. McVicker giving chase. Now Sanchez with a great first touch. She's got numbers here. She's got Hansen and McVicker, whoever she wants to go to. Good first touch. Sanchez still dribbling, trying to go back. Well played by Jefferson there. Got her out of the dangerous position. That's Sarah Totten kind of controlling the ball right in the middle. That's number 6, Sarah Totten. Yeats wants the ball back. Erickson closes on that. That's the difference from the first half. They were giving people space. Erickson just eliminates that space, which is huge. Good step by Caitlin Wood trying to close that gap. Out of bounds, it'll be Raider ball.
It's already we're seeing some of that change of pace we were looking for.
Yeah. I love the idea of putting Olivia Erickson in that position because she really brings that energy. McVicker trying to go to Hansen here. Hansen on the ball, swings it across. Endress to Sanchez. Sanchez to Magnus. Magnus with a little bit of space. She's got wheels. She's still going forward. Oof. Another ball that just bounced a little bit oddly. Goalie handled it, but good run by Magnus. You can tell when she gets a little breakaway, she creates things. Erickson on the ball now, trying to defend the Jefferson push forward. Jenna whips with a nice feed to Brendelin. Brendelin down that right side, tries to swing it across, but out of bounds. Good combination play there by Whips and Brendelin, back and forth, kind of a give-and-go situation. As we mentioned, these two opponents are section rivals, and not only that, but they play in different conferences, but both battling to get on the win board. Neither team got a win in their first game this season. Caitlin Wood, good battle there. Loses the ball, though, to Whips. Whips back on the ball.
Good pressure again there to get that ball back.
Yeah. Erickson still chasing. Ball is still in. Oh, good run by Erickson, though. Caitlin Wood to take the throw here. Out of bounds. McVicker can't get that first touch and just kind of loses on the sideline. I love the faster pace. It's been a lot less of holding on the ball. It's 1-2 touch and out. Makes a huge difference in possession.
A little tighter marking here on the throws, too. We're seeing just a little more intensity from the Raiders.
Yeah. We're about 10 minutes into the second half. No action yet in terms of goal changes, but the Raiders putting more pressure on the ball. You can see Coach Eric Johnson trying to give instructions for his players here. You wonder at what point, too, you got a 1-goal lead. At what point do you kind of change your formation and pack it in on defense, knowing that you do have a lead, and stop pressing numbers as much forward? Perron with another nice ball. There's Chamorro again, the goal scorer from the first half. Back to Yeats.
From a coaching standpoint, there's a lot of game left.
There is.
We saw that in the boys' game. At this point, I think the Raider boys were still down by 2 goals. So
yeah.
It's a little early in the game to be thinking about that, but at a certain point, you got to protect that lead.
Yeah. Especially if you know that the Raiders have good speed up top. You change your formation, you pack it in the middle. But to your point, yeah, you watched that first game where the Raiders were down 2 goals. They fought back and ended up winning 3-2. Anything can happen in the sport of soccer. No lead is safe. Magnus trying to feed in McVicker. Not going to call a handball, even though it bounced up. Sanchez has some space. She's also got Hansen on her left. Decides to go at 1-on-1. See if Hansen keep this ball in. Feeds Sanchez. Sanchez trying to turn the corner. Caitlin Wood trying to press on this. Loses the ball, though. Mara Jackson pressuring Perron. Who plays it back to Totten? Totten to Lull. Erickson and Yeats battling in the midfield. Olivia Erickson picks her pocket. Now she's going forward. Good pressure by Olivia Erickson. Nice. Finds Ellie Magnus. Magnus with a miss hit, though, and goes out of bounds. Good runs, though, by Olivia Erickson, pressuring forward and pushing the entire offense forward. It makes a huge difference in terms of putting pressure on that back line. They can't just sit. They have to come forward and get out of position.
Want to create another possession there again, right?
Yep.
Lose the ball, go back, fight for it, get it back.
Yeats battling with Sanchez there. The header goes out of bounds. It'll be Jaguar ball. Catch him to take the throw in. Catch him up to Perron. Perron up to Brendelin. Mara Jackson giving chase with Perron now coming hard. Mansell clears it up. But there's space for the Raiders. Enders has the ball at her feet. There's numbers if she can push it forward here. Good through ball to Keegan. McVicker trying to turn. Feeds Erickson. Can Erickson finish? Right at the goalie. Good through ball, though, to find Erickson as she's streaking down. Good vision. That's the point guard instincts of Keegan McVicker, right? Kind of goes left foot as Erickson slides through.
It's the opportunities we want to see created.
Absolutely. Magnus on the ball. Tries to force it outside and use that speed. Once again, turns the corner. Ooh, good step on the ball there. That's Ruby Steege. Good battle by the number 18s going at it there. All right, we're going to see a change over here. Sanchez, they're going to give her a quick breather. I think that's Bezdacek coming back in. It will be a corner kick for the Raiders. Jalen Hansen lines up to take it. One of their senior captains. Hansen with a good ball, swings it across.
Well defended.
Yeah, they were all over that. Caitlin Wood going to try to keep it in bounds. Feeds it to Erickson. Out of bounds, though. Yeah, she swung that ball right dead center, and they were all over it. So if you're Coach Armstrong at this point, you're 15 minutes in the second half. You've had some opportunities. You've also seen that their goalkeepers had a little bit of trouble holding on to the ball. I think you start telling your players, bombs away. Start shooting. Start attacking the goal. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
Absolutely. As long as you follow that with good runs to the center, you can make a lot happen.
Yeah. Nice ball to McVicker. Good first touch there by Jalen Hansen. They're going to call a little clip on the ankle. Hope McVicker's okay. She looks like she's kind of down. Her ankle got maybe stepped on in this situation. Not sure exactly what happened, but she looks like she's in a lot of pain. She's asking for a sub. See if we can get a replay of this. Yeah, she got her back of her leg kind of clipped up from underneath her. Walking off, but certainly in a lot of pain. Sanchez coming right back on. It's a pretty long free kick from here. I don't know if they're going to be taking a shot at goal, but knowing that the goalie has struggled a little bit to contain the ball, maybe this is one of those situations where you just say, hey, Sienna, go for goal. We crash hard.
Put it on frame and see what happens.
Yeah. She's about, I don't know, 30 yards away from here. She's going to go hard, crash goal.
Oh, so that's what we talked about,
Cover
right?
up well, yeah.
It's hard to crash from that distance, though, too.
It is. Looks like she got her own ankle stepped on a little bit as they crash the net. And I think that's what Coach Armstrong was saying. Just get it on frame and see what can happen. She's going to maybe be asking for a sub here. I'm not sure if she got stepped on.
Maybe a shoe untied. Keepers with those gloves don't have much of a chance to tie
Yeah.
a shoe.
Yeah, it may look a little silly to the fans, but of course those gloves take a lot of time to put on and off.
That's what teammates are for, right?
The captain's job is never done. Tying shoes. Still not as cool as our first game where we saw the captain's paper, rock, scissoring to see who could take the penalty kick. That is
true.
Might have been my highlight of today. That was pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Never seen that before, and I've watched a lot of varsity soccer. We're about at the halfway mark of the second half, though. Not a lot of opportunities for Jefferson so far. Raiders a little bit more, nothing super high quality at this point, but definitely knocking on the door, pushing numbers forward. Hopefully nothing serious here for the goalie. Just looks like a shoe that came untied. Keegan McVicker's still looking to recover from whatever happened to her. Maybe it looks like they're kind of working on her ankle a little bit, her right ankle.
Appears that way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell from this far away, but the way she was walking off looked like it was an ankle injury. We're back at it. Hansen sliding into the middle position now. They got Mahoney in to the outside on that left side. Bezicek now on the ball. So kind of switching up their formation just a little bit, sliding Hansen in and putting Bolster in as well on kind of that outside mid-roll.
And Hansen went to that role, too, when McVicker came out for a sub in the first half.
Yep. Bolster looking to change fields. Palava's back on, which is good to see. Perron looking for, yeah, I was going to say, she's a little bit offsides, but looking to feed Brendelin. Brendelin was making a streaking run with her hand up. As she made her run, you can kind of see she slowed down to make sure that she wasn't offsides, but the damage was already done. So offsides call. Mansell's going to take the free kick here from way back.
Not had a lot of offsides calls.
No. Hansen on the ball now. Looking to turn that corner, and she does. Swings it into Magnus, but out of bounds. That last third of the field, they're just having a hard time stringing those passes together. We've had a lot of pressure, just can't find the link-ups between their front four. Sophie Lull to take it. It's a goal kick. Lull's got a big kick from back there. She's been their designated kicker wherever the ball's been in the back line. Lila Mahoney on the ball. Looking to feed Erickson. Erickson cuts it back. No, excuse me, that's Bolster. My bad. Deflects over to Magnus. Magnus goes to her preferred right foot. Tries to take a shot. Back to Palava. Palava still on the ball. Swings it to Mahoney.
Good set by Palava there, just sticking with
Yeah.
the play and maintaining the ball for the Raiders.
That's where that veteran presence comes in, right? When you have a person that's been on the varsity team for a couple years and she's played in that midfield, cool under pressure, right?
Create a second opportunity if the first one didn't work.
And that physicality piece, which I think Hastings was maybe lacking a little bit in the midfield. She definitely brings that physicality and calm presence where it's needed. Back into play here. Palava on the ball. Swings it across to Erickson. Magnus asking for it wide. Gets the ball, but pass just a little bit off. Erickson on the ball still, pushing forward. Trying to find Mahoney. Looks like this one's going to find the sideline for another throw-in for the Raiders. Bree Balster going to take it here. Autumn Burt back in the game, number 21. Bezdicek on the ball, plays it back to Balster. Stolen by the Jaguars. Perone on the ball. Plays it to Yeats. Yeats looking to feed her front line. That's Alfred making the run, number 8. Wisely just plays it out there by Balster. All right, we got another sub here. Looks like they're going to send back in their goal scorer from the first half. That's Chamorro. She's going in for Yeats. Mahoney battling for the ball still. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be a Jaguar throw. Yeah, you know, we talked about this game too, not only for section implications, but, you know, their conferences are tough, and you want to get a win wherever you can. As we start progressing in the next week or so, we're going to start conference play. The favorite definitely in the Metro West is going to be Orono. Ooh, nice ball. Oh, nice save there. Well bodied by Bree Balster. Finds Mahoney up that left sideline. Tries to find Jalen Hansen pushing forward. It'll be a Raider throw-in. Let's see this play again. She feeds it in. Brendelin tries to swing it across.
Nice diving save on Mansell.
That was Perron trying to find that goal on the backside. But as I was saying, you know, the conference play, there's some definite favorites in the conference. The Raiders were 3-3-1 last year in their conference play, beating a state-ranked Hill Murray team at the time. And Hill Murray is one of the top teams in the state. So you can get wins wherever you can. It helps your overall QRF score as they look at those rankings for section play as well.
Absolutely, because nothing else you can avoid a buzzsaw in the first round.
Oh my gosh,
which is always nice.
Yeah, and their section is tough. I mean, there's some definite state powers in that section that they want to avoid, including Rosemont. Bree Balster to Palava. Palava to Alex Moore.
Interesting tidbit: the Rosemont boys team actually showing up to the boys game at Eastview on Thursday night, cheering on the Raiders because they're heavy rivals there.
Oh, really?
Boys Rosemont team showing up cheering on the Raiders, which is kind of cool to see.
Yeah, that's right. Rosemont-Eastview rivalry is a definite one. Nice foot skills by Totten, but knocked out of bounds by Ellie Magnus. Now we're at the halfway mark of the second half. Still a 2-1 lead for the Jefferson Jaguars. Knocked out of bounds.
Nice throw from Erickson.
Yeah. Hansen giving chase, but well cleared by Jefferson. Ellie Magnus trying to swing it across to Lila Mahoney. Autumn Bird on the ball now. Trying to play it back to Bree Balster. Mahoney asking for the ball down that left sideline. Cuts it across to Palava. Trying to link up with Bezdicek. Just out of the reach of Jalen Hansen. Just out of bounds for Ellie Magnus. Good turn on the ball. Goes back to Perron. And all of a sudden we got Brendelin streaking on that left side. Well defended by Alex Moore. Erickson on her first touch. Just gets a little long. Loses it to Brendelin. Brendelin now pushing forward. Back to Perron. Good combination play. 1-2 touch there.
Fortunately for the Raiders, went a little inside.
Yeah, and also fortunate for the Raiders, I see Keegan McVicker up and jogging on the sideline, hoping to hopefully get her back because she is a very dynamic player, creates things in that center forward role in the midfield, and she ultimately had the first goal for the Raiders as well. Now she's sitting back down. We'll see what happens.
Just trying to work it out a little bit.
Yeah, I think the worst thing that you can do with any ankle injury is sit down, right?
Yep. You also want to be careful. It's early in the season. Obviously, the Raiders looking to have her all year, so you don't want to rush back from something to make it worse either.
For sure. Out of bounds, Raider throw-in. Bree Balster on the ball. Goes to Bezdicek. Out of bounds, Jaguar ball. All right, we're halfway mark of the second half. Really haven't changed up their formation yet. At what point do they start thinking we have to start shifting people forward? Because, you know, they haven't been able to kind of break through that back line. Maybe you wait till the 10-minute mark if you can't get anything going in this next 10 minutes.
If I'm Bloomington coaches, yeah, I'm looking at it maybe about the 10-minute mark.
Yeah. I'm saying for the Raiders, though, it'll be interesting to see when they start pushing numbers forward. They have some offensive weapons, and they haven't created a lot, especially not having Keegan out there. They might have to change their tactics just a little bit.
Surprised to see both teams shifting towards that side of the field here in a little bit.
Yes. Alex Moore plays it wide to Erickson. Erickson's down now. Hope she's okay. She looks like she fell down pretty hard. She's in a lot of pain. Looks like that right knee almost buckled underneath her. And Caitlin Wood's going to instantly come on us to relieve her. Let's see what this happens again. I'm not 100% sure what happened. Her knee kind of buckled right here. It looks like her right knee kind of gave out on her. You hate to see that happen. The trainer's definitely been kept busy in this game, that's for sure. They've had a lot of nicks and bruises and injuries in this game.
Some of that's that early season, like we said, too, you know, getting back used to the pace and
For sure.
intensity.
Yeah, and the physicality, right?
Absolutely.
You can play against each other all you want, but the physicality isn't always there until you play a live game. So they're going to bring back her sister, Olivia Erickson, along with Sienna Sanchez to hopefully relieve some of these players, along with Caitlin Wood back on that right defensive position. Looks like they're going to go back to the formation they started the second half with, where they have Olivia Erickson kind of playing that center defensive mid role. Sanchez is going to slide up with Erica Endres. Keeping Bezdicek up front as McVicker's still trying to work out her ankle a little bit. Mansell over the ball to restart it here with just under 17 minutes left.
Good delivery there.
Yeah, nice flick on by Ellie Magnus. Plays it up to Bezdicek. There's Yeats, but loses the ball. Erickson now possessing. Going to swing it wide to Bree Balster. Tries to send it wide for Ellie Magnus, using that speed to her advantage. Keeps the ball in, but loses it here. Good battle in the corner. Good battle by Ellie Magnus, not giving up on that ball. Caitlin Wood giving chase, but out of bounds. Olivia Erickson is a three-sport athlete as well. Soccer, hockey, and track. The young sophomore, definitely talented. She's now on the ball. She's got some space. See if she can rip a shot here. Just a little bit too long in that touch.
Raiders doing a good job again mixing it up here in the middle.
Endres now with some space. Trying to feed Sanchez. They're going to call Sanchez. Kind of grabbing onto her arm. Good battle with Totten in the midfield. Sophie Lull to take this kick again. Back to Perrone. Back to Yeats. Good combination play. Alfred giving chase. Forces Mansell off her line to clear that ball. Smart play by Riley Mansell, though, to come out and not, to save yourself in that situation. You can't rely on a defender in that situation. Comes out and clears it out.
It was good communication there because you can see it on Bree Balster's face right away, too, knowing that Mansell's coming out and helping her out, giving her a better angle there.
For sure. Bezdicek coming off. Lila Mahoney coming back on. Get some fresh legs up in that center forward position. Balster to Erickson. Little flick on. Bezdicek's got a little space, but quickly get closed up. Now wide to Brendelin. Back to her. Good combination play by the Jaguars. Brendelin cuts it back in. Looking to shoot. Well covered by Mansell. Solid hands by Mansell today. She's made some nice saves on the routine balls that she should be making, and there's no second attempts on those as well.
That makes things a lot simpler for your defense. They know they don't have to defend it coming both directions.
Absolutely. When you have a dependable goalkeeper, it makes defenders' life so much easier. Erickson on the ball now, back to Balster. Pushing it forward to Bezdicek. Jalen Hansen just outstretched her foot, but was not off of her, so it'll still be the Raiders' ball. Balster into Endress. Runs it out of bounds. It'll be Jaguar ball. About 13.5 minutes to go. Still a 2-1 lead in favor of the Jaguars. Bezdicek battling. She's got Sanchez making a run. See if she can make something happen here. Ooh, good first touch by Sienna. Yeah, they're going to call her again.
Wasn't sure which way that was going to go there.
She was pulling her jersey as she made her run. You could barely see it, but just in the plain sight vision of the referee. But it was back and forth.
Yep.
Typically in that situation, if it's a 50-50 ball, unless it's a blatant foul, they're going to give advantage defense. Erickson climbing the back. It's getting a little chippy out here. I know Yeats, I've seen her kind of battling the midfield a couple times with Sienna. As you get those heavy legs, you start seeing those careless falls a little bit more, and you start getting, some aggression as you fall behind and you're trying to battle your way back as well.
Yeah, you're low on time. You're trying to make something happen.
Good long ball. Well covered by Riley Mansell. Good communication again by the defense as Alex Moore and Mara Jackson kind of gave way to Mansell. Mansell going to clear it up. You're going to call Lila Mahoney again on a little push. Kind of hit her in the chin on accident there. As Totten and Mahoney went for the ball together. Sophie Lull behind the ball here. Looking to send it long. She's got numbers up top with Perrone, Yeats, some other offensive weapons up there. Mansell all over it yet again. Can hear the fans pushing, urging forward. Let's go. Caitlin Wood giving chase here. Sending it forward to Mahoney, but gets beat to the ball a little bit. Perrone now in the middle. We've seen her operate in space really well today. Tries to send it forward to Ruby Steege, who sends it to the side netting. Ellie Magnus coming back on. Get those fresh legs of Magnus going on that right side. Mahoney's going to come out. I like that tactic, though, bringing in the fresh Magnus where you got those legs that can run in those last 10 minutes. She probably won't get a breather for the rest of the game, in my opinion.
It's kind of that final push like we talked about, right?
Yeah. Now you start thinking about formationally. Are you going to change things up tactically? Are you going to, change your formations? What are you going to do here to kind of get a goal? Because there hasn't been a lot of great opportunities for the Raiders especially. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Raiders. I'm going to give another shout out to BECTV out of Bloomington for tuning in today. We love supporting local sports and high school sports. Great to see Bloomington tuning in watching their soccer teams today and our doubleheaders, our second of our games today. As a recap, our boys team did win 3-2 over Jefferson, and our girls team is currently trailing 2-1. Jefferson in white and Hastings in dark blue. Perone still on the ball here. Nice step by Olivia Erickson. She's got a little space to operate.
Again, showcasing that speed.
Yeah, just can't link up with Jalen Hansen. Hansen wanted it in front. Erickson kind of sent it behind her. Sends it back to Lull. Lull clears it up. Erickson sends it over to Magnus. Yeats now on the ball. Gonna look, find Perone. Just a little long. Mansell's all over it. Under 10 minutes now.
Little collision there
Yeah.
in midfield.
Bree Balser battling tough here. Erica Endress now. Sends it out wide to Wood. Wood has space here. Good touch by Sienna Sanchez. Great ball skills. Plays it to Erickson, back to Sanchez. It gets clear out of bounds for a Raider throw.
All right, now this is where we want to see something building here for the Raiders.
Yeah. It's those dead ball situations where you can kind of adjust and slide people forward and adjust your formation. Erickson now has the ball. Going to swing it over to Wood. Brendelin picks her pocket. Erickson plays it back to Moore. Clears over the head. We got Bezacek chasing hard here, along with Magnus. Out of bounds. I believe it'll be Jefferson's ball.
Should be.
McVicker's still on the sideline nursing that ankle injury. I don't think she's going to come back in just based on the fact that her shin guards are out and she is on the ground, which is a big hit for the Raiders.
Absolutely.
But to your point, Jeremy, you mentioned that it's early in the season. Yes, this game matters for section play, but there's a lot of big games coming up.
And nothing matters more than being healthy for the season.
Yes. Jalen Hansen with a nice run. Just a little off on that first touch. Yeats now on the ball, sending it forward to Perone. Good step by Mara Jackson, right on that pass. Going to send it to Jalen. Oh, good through ball. Let's see if Jalen can make something happen. Oh, hits the side netting. Good pass by Bezacek, though, as she saw the streaking Jalen Hansen on that left side.
Good job on Hansen's part staying on side, too. It's tough on those tight runs.
Yeah, there's a shot of Keegan McVicker. Clearly not happy about any ankle injury, but especially when your teammates are down 2-1 and you want to be out there in the worst way.
Yep.
Nice header by Sienna Sanchez. Erickson closes on that ball really well. She's played well in the second half. Good first touch by Ellie Magnus. Sanchez now on the ball. Ooh, good shot attempt. Is going to get in. Oh, off the post, is on the line. They're not calling it a goal. It must have just stayed out. Let's see it again here. Magnus with a nice turn and hit. Hits off the post, bounces. You can't see it. You can see that Erickson's so frustrated. We're that close. Magnus now on the ball again. Looking to turn the corner. Good defense by the Jaguars. Jackson now on the ball. Perron chasing.
See the Jaguars settling back quite a bit, kind of we talked about near the end of the game here.
Yes. Kind of packing up the middle. Good ball by Erica Endress. Bezacek now in the middle. If she can find Sanchez, this could be dangerous. Sanchez with a hit. Oh, just over the crossbar. Good idea. Bezacek found Sanchez kind of streaking down the middle. Good things happen when you get it to Sienna's feet. Let's see it again. Sanchez with one touch. Just over the crossbar. It's dipping, 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 and just over. Just over 5 minutes left. Raiders finding some opportunities. They had one off the post. Another good opportunity there with Sanchez Getting awfully close to finding the back of the net. Okay, they're going to call a foul there. Erickson not happy about the call. Looked like a 50-50 battle to me, but obviously the ref had a better view than us.
Yeah, he's right in there, so he had a good angle.
Yeah. Okay, they're going to stop the clock, so anytime winning team is up and there's stoppage, they're going to stop the clock for sure. All right, Mansell clearly under control and knows what's going on here. 5 minutes left for the Raiders. They need a final push here. Nicely done by Sienna Sanchez. Great ball control. Swings it wide to Wood. Can't get that touch to go. Out on Alex Moore. I like the combination of Alex Moore and Mara Jackson on that defensive line. They play really well off each other, and they've played well today.
They're very calm back there, which helps.
Yes. And really, you know, Perrone was a thorn in their side in the first half. Not so much in the second half. They've, I wouldn't say shut her down, but they've controlled her.
They've given her a lot of space.
Yeah. Yeah, one-on-one she's pretty tough to beat, but if you give her a little space, you can control that. Brendelin looking to swing it across. Well defended by Balster. Andrus finds the streaking Jalen Hanson. She's got good wheels if she can find the corner here. Cuts it in. Nicely done by Jalen.
She's got help going with her.
She's got Sienna pushing it to the right. Oh, just last touch, just a little long. Erickson on the ball now. Swings it wide. Just a little off on her pass. Erickson to Magnus. Erickson back on the ball, swings it wide to Jalen. Jalen going to give it a go from out, but there's no one making that run. At the 3-minute mark, Raiders still down by 1. Their goalie taking their time. Erickson on the ball now. Good battle with Yeats. Nicely done by Erickson. She's played well in the second half in that center role. Back to Balster. Balster to Andrus. Can't link up with Sanchez. Brendelin on the ball now. Trying to find Perrone.
It's a good turn there, too.
Yeah, way to use your body by Alex Moore there. Caitlin Wood trying to turn. Yeats on the ball now, trying to find the streaking Brendelin. Brendelin on the left side. Cuts it back to her right. Well defended by Caitlin Wood. Finds Yeats. Back to Jalen Hanson on that side. Goes back to Andrus. Back to Hanson. Good combination play. Save it here, Jalen. There it is. She's making that run down that left side. Bazicek back to Hanson. Oh, just mishandled. Need to lead her just a little bit more.
Those are the kind of connections they're looking for, though. So we saw their progress in the first half based on that.
Balster to Andrus. Andrus to Bazicek. Tries to link up with Sanchez. Down to Magnus. Nicely done by Magnus. See if she can keep this ball in and make something happen. She's going to swing it in.
Can't get the foot around.
Yeah, little mishit there by Magnus. 90 seconds left in the game. Raiders putting pressure on the goal here, but nothing that has found the back of the net yet. But time is running down fast. Sophie Law with a big kick. Clears Erickson. Good step by Alex Moore. Over to Mara Jackson. Over to Balster. Up to Jalen Hanson here. Nice turn. Good battle with Jalen Hanson here. 1 minute remaining. Trying to link up. We got Balster here. Balster trying to find Bezicek to Erickson. And just mishits it. They had a chance there. They had numbers. They had open space in the middle.
Just finding that right connection.
Yeah, and that's common this early in the season, trying to find that right link up. 30 seconds left in the game. Law's going to send this one deep. and wisely cleared out. Short time, 15 seconds left. Raiders got to push to try to get a goal here. Bezdicek on the ball. She's got some space. See if she can hit this.
Shot.
Oh, right at the goalie. Good hit, though, by Bezdicek. And that's going to wrap up this game. Good battle with the Jaguars. Unfortunately, the Raiders fall 2-1 to Bloomington-Jefferson Jaguars. Good showing by both teams early in the season. But unfortunately, the Jaguars get the victory over the Raiders. We're going to give a shout-out. Our next broadcast for HCTV is on the 31st. Our volleyball team goes against the Austin Packers. So hopefully you guys will tune in next time for the next HCTV broadcast. Always big supporters of local television, local sports. They do an amazing job here in the Hastings community. Good showing, though, by the ladies. Just not the outcome that they wanted. Hopefully everyone can stay healthy and regroup because they did have some dinged up guys.
Injuries are past you quickly and move on to the next game.
For sure. And then we're going to give a couple shout-outs to a couple people, starting off with the man that does it all, Hunter Pinky, our producer, director, graphics, replay. I'm Kyle Kreiser, joined by Jeremy Reuter, the announcers of today. And also a shout-out to the camera operators, Tori Sellner, Alex Anderson, Ian Andersack, and Will Sellen. Thanks so much for supporting local sports here. Thank you, soccer fans. Have a great rest of your day.